The Rotary Club of Wellington is again delighted to be in a partnership arrangement with the Victoria University of Wellington for an event such as this. And it's now my pleasure to call on the Vice-Chancellor of the University, Dr. Pat Walsh, to speak.
Kia ora tātou, everyone. I acknowledge the Prime Minister, the Right Honourable John Key, Dr. Russ Ballard, Chancellor of Massey University, Your Excellency, the French Ambassador, other members of the judging panel, distinguished guests and colleagues, and above all, the award finalists. Welcome to Victoria University. Victoria University and the Rotary Club of Wellington have worked in partnership on a number of projects in the past, and I'm very pleased that we're able to continue that relationship here today. In particular, the Rotary Club and Victoria combine in the Skilled Migrants program, an important program aimed at developing the human capital of New Zealand, and also for Victoria science students through the Rotary Club of Wellington Science Prizes. So I am delighted that Victoria is supporting the Eureka Symposium and the inaugural Sir Paul Callaghan Awards for Young Science Orators as a gold sponsor. The Prime Minister said a little bit about Sir Paul Callaghan, and I thought rather than give the sermon which the Prime Minister predicted about science funding, I would tell you a little bit more about the man after whom this competition is named. Paul Callaghan was an undergraduate here at Victoria University. He almost certainly sat in this lecture theatre where you are now. And as a lecturer, he almost certainly stood at this podium. So you are in the room where he both began and sadly completed his science career, or in one of the rooms where he began and completed his science career. And I'm sure he will serve as a great inspiration to you. Paul Callaghan was born in Wanganui in 1947. He graduated from Victoria University with a BSc Honours. He went to Oxford, where he attained both a Doctor of Science and a Doctor of Philosophy degrees. Paul was one of a generation of scientists who changed the way in which New Zealand the location where New Zealand scientists worked. He chose to conduct his research back in New Zealand. He didn't, like Rutherford, like others, he didn't stay in the UK, he came back to New Zealand and he returned to Massey University, where he began researching the applications of magnetic resonance to the study of soft matter. In 2001, we were delighted to welcome him back to Victoria, and in 2002 he became the inaugural director of the MacDiarmid Institute for Advanced Materials and Nanotechnology, New Zealand's first centre of research excellence. His numerous contributions and academic achievements, which included more than 240 articles in scientific journals, were acknowledged on many occasions, including in 2010, when both Victoria and Massey Universities awarded him honorary doctorates of science. But he had many awards over the course of his distinguished career. He was a Fellow of the Royal Society of New Zealand and of the Royal Society of London. He was the first scientist outside Europe to receive the prestigious Ampere Prize in 2004, and in 2010 won the highly prestigious Gunther Lockian Prize for Magnetic Resonance. Nationally, his achievements were recognised with the Rutherford Medal in 2005, New Zealand's highest award for science, and the Sir Peter Blake Medal for Leadership in 2007. He led Victoria's magnetic resonance imaging team that won the Prime Minister's Science Prize in 2010, and he was named New Zealander of the Year in 2011. In 2006, he was appointed Principal Companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit, and with the restoration of traditional honours, was knighted in 2009. Paul was a great leader. One of his special gifts was a wonderful ability to communicate. He was an extraordinary science communicator, inspiring audiences with his curiosity, with the curiosity, relevance and excitement of science, and contributing to public debate about New Zealand's future. His 2009 book, Wool to Weta, Transforming New Zealand's Culture and Economy, put forward a vision of a future New Zealand economy based on science, technology and intellectual property. He himself worked at the forefront of connecting science and business. He founded Magritech, a Wellington-based company which sells scientific instruments worldwide for nuclear magnetic resonance. In a few moments you'll hear from Andrew Coy, the Chief Executive of Magritech. Paul was the driving force in developing science here at Victoria, and we will always be grateful to him and to his colleagues and his students who are continuing the research that was his passion. Paul believed deeply in collaboration amongst researchers, collaboration amongst individuals, collaboration amongst institutions. And collaboration was a key feature of the scientific culture that he helped to establish here at Victoria. And the MacDiarmid Institute is one of these highly valued and successful collaborations, which he was rightly proud of and which is contributing so much to science in New Zealand. The MacDiarmid Institute makes use of knowledge and expertise throughout New Zealand. It involves most of New Zealand's universities, most of the CRIs and other organisations around the country, bringing their expertise together and proving that for that project, the sum is certainly greater than the parts. The Institute also works closely with New Zealand companies and is committed to making a significant contribution to the New Zealand economy. So the success of the MacDiarmid Institute shows that an open, collaborative model works best for New Zealand becoming an innovation-led economy. And the new breed of entrepreneurial physical scientists that we're producing don't question the fact now that we can do world-leading research in New Zealand. But because Paul and after him others returned to New Zealand, we see now that we can achieve scientific breakthroughs and do world-class research in New Zealand, and that this research can be turned into world-leading technologies and products. So we want our scientists to be world leaders, as Paul Callaghan was. And a vital part of this aspiration, and the reason that you're here today, is that our young scientists need to be able to communicate with passion and enthusiasm. As Paul said, scientists need to demonstrate not just that science is interesting and a relevant part of our lives, but that it can actually make a tremendous difference to the potential of this country. So, to each of you, the 12 finalists who have come from schools and universities across the country, I offer my congratulations in you being selected as a finalist for these awards and wish you very well today and in your future careers. And in the spirit of the symposium and of Sir Paul himself, I hope you all make the most of this wonderful opportunity to communicate with one another. Thank you.